boys and girls, babies in your diapers. Welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Hoy.
That's me, Tiberius. Today we're going to talk about some very awesome stuff. We have a video about snowboarding, a book featuring Geronimo Stilton, and we have a totally awesome guest. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Bob Phipps. Bob's a CPA, which also stands for Certified Professional Accountant.
Well, thank you, Tiberius. It's good to be here today. I've followed your show since you first started, and you were actually not even eye level back then. You're growing. Good to see you.
Well, today we're going to start off with the video game of the week, and this is going to be a tubular, bruh.
And now it's time for the video game of the week.
Today's video game is Shred. So this is a game on Roblox platform. This game was made by Master of the Elements. Because it is on Roblox, you're able to play it on PC, Mac, Xbox, and even your cell phone. And it is free! Now this game is not for the people that are scared of heights. Do you know why? Because we are gonna be on a mountain. So I enter the game and boy does this place look cool. You walk around and see snow. And you see some obstacles, and you see a ski lift. So you ride the ski lift, and you set a spawn point after the ride. Then you can put on your snowboard and head down the mountain. You can do tricks and master your skills. You can do mini games and earn money, and do tricks to earn points and XP. And you don't have to ride the ski lift again, because you can teleport back to the spawn point that you already set. If you are smart, you will not keep spending your time on getting points, and instead you should play mini games to get money, to get better mountains, technically.
Well, I hadn't even made it last time I went skiing. I ran over a kid, probably a toddler, on the place where they just get you to see if you can stand on your skis, and I retired, I gave them up, and I went back to sitting by the fire and drinking beer. So on this game, you're saying anyone could do this?
Yeah. So my favorite is the laser speed challenge because it's a race downhill as fast as you can. There's a little cheat that my dad found, and the cheat's to go all the way up the advanced mountain by foot and then put a spawn point there. Then you can go down the advanced dumps and get as much XP as you want, and then teleport back. Because you don't have to ride the ski lift, because you gotta do it by foot, and then you can teleport.
I hear those ski lifts cost a lot of money.
Once you buy the mountain, then you can go on ski lifts multiple.
And actually make money. That's better than actually really skiing.
Yeah. So I give Shred 10 out of 10 stars because it is so much fun to shred the obstacles. Oh yeah. Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties. Contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org. The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of our dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom Braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering, to trophies and awards. They can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373. And now it's time for the book of the week, The Mouse Island Marathon. This book is written by Geronimo Stilton. Learn to the back of the book. In fact, Bob, would you like to do the honors?
I'd love to. I haven't seen the Mouse Island before. Exercise, Geronimo, not a chance. So when he gets signed up to run the Mouse Island Marathon, Geronimo can't pull out fast enough. Unfortunately, his family has other ideas, and they soon have a whole fitness plan set out for him. Will Geronimo make it to the finish line? What do you think?
I think he will.
Have you read it yet?
Yes.
Good.
Because this is an air book, it's worth one whole point. It is rated for 3rd grade in 8th month. You can get this book at the library or on Amazon. I really have fallen in love with this series of books. We again join Geronimo Stilton, who runs the Rodents Gazette newspaper. He writes about his adventures as a traveler. This time, Geronimo has become a sports mouse of all things great and small. First, he misses the bus, and then someone did a story on him in the newspaper because he had to run to work. So the family decided to sign him up for a marathon. And this marathon is 26 miles long.
So he was only in as good shape as your dad, so it's going to take a little while to get him in shape? Is that what the issue is? This is kind of like your dad, right?
Yes. Well, the family decides to sign him up for a marathon, and he had to wake up at 6 a.m. to do a morning run. Geronimo finds himself on a plane with a number of other mice. They were traveling to Nibbles, which is where the marathon is. So, they were doing the marathon, and a lot of mishaps happened. Fire spread in a building, and they helped a kid that was lost, and a person fainted in the water. And he helped every single one of those situations. And then Fifi the cat ran after Geronimo. Of course, if you are scared of a cat, if you're a mouse, you're gonna run fast, and then someone got Fifi at the last second. And Geronimo finished first place.
Wow.
Because he was so scared.
Wait a minute, but why should they read the book now? You just told them. They should still read it?
Yes.
Okay, maybe the mouse didn't make it. Could be. You got to read the book. No, you got to read the book to tell.
Well, it was so funny that Geronimo...
No, you got to read the book to tell. We don't want to tell them that. It's a great book.
It was so funny that Geronimo did not care about the race anymore, since he just wanted to be alive and running from
Well, there's great artwork in this book, too. This is pretty cool.
I give the Mouse Island Marathon 10 out of 10 stars, because I really like that he finished first.
Well, it'll probably be the best Mouse Island book I ever read.
See Tiberius Smith Law.com.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
Wait, you are not Chuck.
My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help.
If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
The website again is cwsmithlaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's?
Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855. And on top of the interview of an interesting person, today's guest is going to be so much fun. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Bob Phipps. Bob is a CPA, which stands for Certified Professional Accountant.
Well, you're close anyway, but my wife actually claims that it's Certified Personal Accountant, but it's actually Certified Public Accountant is what I am.
Oh.
Not that anybody knows what the heck that is, and very few people ever actually say that I'm interesting.
Okay. So first off, how are you enjoying being on the show?
I'll let you know.
Okay. So you are a CPA. Can you tell my listeners what a certified public accountant does?
Good listening on your part. A lot of different things, actually. Some of us work for like big companies and try to keep track all the numbers that run through companies, all the money that runs through companies. And some of us, like me, deal with people and individuals and help them with their tax returns. That's what I do primarily.
Okay. So how is that different from a non-certified accountant or a bookkeeper?
Well, that's a really good question also. What I do actually could be done by somebody that is not a CPA. It's just a certain certification or registration you get to that lets people know you can pass a test.
Okay. So what got you interested in being a certified public accountant?
Well, I was going to go to law school, but I was really good in math, but I hated accounting, but I realized I needed to get a job. So when I went to college, I thought about what kind of courses did I want to take so that I could actually make money when I got out of college.
True. So did you have to go to school to be a CPA?
Well, yeah, you do. You got to go right now. I think you got to go 5 years, possibly. You got to go to college, finish college, and then I believe right now you have to get a master's, even though they've changed that a couple of times. So you have to get a master's and you have to pass a test.
Okay. So what's the best part of working as a certified public accountant?
It's certainly the people, because what I'm doing is helping people in areas of, like, should they buy stuff, should they sell stuff, what are their taxes going to be, and so I have to know a lot about people.
True. So, do you ever make mistakes with the math, and how do you fix them?
Well, thank God for software. Back in the old days, I did it with a pencil and an adding machine, and trust me, yes, I can make mistakes.
Yes. So, why does a person really need a certified public accountant?
Well, they need somebody that understands law, is pretty smart, is good with people, and can figure out what is best for clients. So you have to kind of treat each client a little differently. So do they really need one? Yeah, if they have a business or they have rental property or something like that, those are certainly the ones that I do most of, people with businesses.
Well, can you be my certified public accountant?
Yes, I can. You just have to talk to your dad. Of course, actually, we don't need to talk to your dad about that. But sure.
So what is the hardest part about working as a certified public accountant?
It's probably the same thing that makes it the best part. It's the people. But no, it really is a situation that there's a lot of people that need me. And when a lot of people need you and they all need you at once, it's kind of hard to do everything all at once.
Well, why do they all need you at once?
Well, the IRS. Some people take the IRS pretty seriously. You know about the IRS, right? That's the government agency that takes your money so that the government can run, and they're real serious about that money thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
My
you should be
grandpa was
paying
right.
taxes on the money that you make from this show.
Okay. So, what is the craziest situation that you have run into while doing your job?
Well, we'll say some people don't take the IRS as seriously, and so sometimes it gets really crazy on what they expect me to do. They expect me to lie, or they expect me to cheat, and I'm just not going to. I don't like them that much.
What? What do you mean?
Well, let's say that you're just, all the money you make on this show or any sponsors or whatever, if you don't report that as income, and some people will say, well, somebody paid me cash. Well, if they paid me cash, I got to know about it, and they got to pay taxes on it.
Okay. So who helped motivate or inspire you the most in following your dream?
Probably a guy who was like a big cheese when it came to accounting. He was head of the State Board of Accountancy, and in college he told me I'd never be a CPA. Oh. And I said, to heck with you. Well, that's not exactly what I said, but that's what I thought.
Okay. So what is the largest amount of money that you've got to hold in your hands at one time?
Ooh, in cash? Oh, not that much. We don't deal that much in cash. Unfortunately, I end up reporting all the income I make because people pay me in checks and things.
Okay.
Or online. You know how it is these days.
Well, mine is $15,000.
That's more than me.
So was there ever a client that you could not help?
There were some clients I would not help because of the fact that they wanted to do something illegal and they told me about it, and I'm just not going to do it.
Wow. Okay. Well, would you ever consider a dream client?
Well, what a dream client would be to anybody that's a professional or a service client is just somebody that appreciates them and probably pays their bill without complaining too much.
Okay.
And is honest and is good people.
Okay. So what about a nightmare client?
Oh, I've got some of those right now. Those are clients where you just can't get all the information, yet they want you to get it done.
Okay. So, what about you, my listeners, if they wanted to grow up and become a certified public accountant?
Well, I'll tell you, for kids, it's a wonderful occupation to get into for both, for moms who might need to stay at home but yet could still work from home. Also, there are a bunch of baby boomer CPAs that are going to be dying and retiring over the next few years.
Yes.
And so it is, if you look, I think, Tiberius, they have things for kids to look at, what are occupations to go into. I know it's in the top 10 as far as occupations for kids to go into now with the opportunities. Yeah, engineers is up there, biomedical, all sorts of other things, but CPAs are right up there.
So if you could go back 10 years and tell yourself something, what would it be?
Oh, well, I certainly would have invested in some various things. Let's see, 10 years ago, that's 2010, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd tell myself. If I went back a few more years, I definitely know some things I would think differently about on what to invest in and what not to invest in.
Okay. So I know that you like ping pong and you are good at curving the ball. What got you interested in ping pong?
Well, ping pong, you wouldn't believe, back in the day, a lot of people had ping pong tables. So a lot of my best friends had them, and so we were all pretty good. And what was funny was there'd be some times where I would be winning every time, and then another time this other person would be winning. So it's kind of a neat game in that, you can play it and at pretty much any age.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much like me.
And it doesn't cost any money.
True.
I mean, think about it. The balls, maybe a good ball costs you about $1 a piece.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it's a pretty cheap game.
Yeah, it's a pretty cheap game. So does it take a long time to get good?
So I guess some people are better than others. I mean, certainly there are people. I've been around people that I don't think are ever going to get good. I guess it all depends on how long you play and how much you practice it. It's like anything. You got to practice it.
Mm-hmm. So do you think I can learn how to curve the ball?
Oh, piece of cake. Piece of cake. It's all in the wrist.
Well, how do you do it?
Well, what you do is when you contact the ball, the racket's going to actually have a slight angle to it, so that when you either come over it with a backhand like this, it puts a front spin on it. When you chop it, it puts a backspin on it. So a backspin, when it goes on the other side of the net, they're going to hit it right into the net back at you. And they don't know why they've done it, but they keep hitting it in the net, and they don't realize it's because I put backspin on it.
Okay. So I know you're very interested in government and politics. I've been learning about it. Well, why do you have such an interest in it?
Probably goes back to the parents. Back in the old days, we used to eat dinner every night as a family. And my parents used to talk politics and world events and stuff like that. And I'd bring out what's called a world book. You don't know what that is, but it's a book kind of like the internet. But it was a world book or an encyclopedia. And we would talk about those things, and the parents encouraged that.
Okay. So what's the best part about learning and researching politics?
It never gets dull.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. There's things happening every day, and they affect you, don't they?
I know.
Even you.
That is true.
Yeah, as you get older, you'll develop an interest in politics. It's hard to have an interest because it seems so.
Yeah.
It seems so wrong. People are closer than we think, though. I really don't think there's the divide in this country that other people think. I tend to think that people are more moderate. But then there's the internet and Facebook and Twitter and, all that stuff.
Social media.
Instagram, exactly. Yeah, why post anything if you can't, be really volatile and fiery and make fun of people? Isn't it good to make fun of people? Isn't it great to tear people down?
No.
I didn't think so either.
No, it's not. So when you're not working as a CPA, what do you do for fun?
Well, I spend a lot of time with my wife. My kids are grown now, so they're out of the house. I like to play tennis, and just was bowling last night. So I like physical stuff. Tennis is probably my favorite right now.
Well, do you play video games, and what is your favorite one?
I go back to the days of pinball.
Oh,
so if it isn't Fireball on pinball or one of those games where you had to actually have dexterity, that's what I did. So I've never been a video game person. I mean, probably after Pong, I probably stopped playing after Pong or what's the other one with the little thing that goes around? Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
But I was never that good in Pac-Man. I knew other people that were better.
Hey, me too. Well, what about on your phone?
No, probably on my... No, I'm not going to sit there and play on my phone. I'm more reading stuff. I'm reading political stuff and blogs and all that.
Okay. So what is your favorite book to read?
Wow, favorite book to read? Well, one I love that every kid should read is Ender's Game. And I read that way before they made it a movie. Don't even worry about the movie. That's just a great book to read. You'd enjoy that one.
Okay. Now, can you tell me that one story? Remember, this is a kid's show. The one story, well, that you're not supposed to tell me about. Come on, you can tell me.
All right. Well, let's see. I was out with some kids. Now, this can always be a problem. See, the problem is when you're out with some kids and they do something and you're with them, guess what?
What?
Well, it becomes part of you too, doesn't it? So I was out with these kids, and we were in a station wagon, and they had a carton. They had some eggs. Now, you know what people do with eggs?
Throwing at people.
Yeah, no, they generally throw them at people. They throw them at people's houses and stuff like that. And they also had a fire extinguisher. And so we're going around, and I happened to be in the car with them. So I guess they'd heard that somebody had called somebody on it, so they dropped us off, and they dropped me off with the fire extinguisher, and then the police drove up. And I'm sitting there with the fire extinguisher, which I didn't use, but I was sitting with it. Now, luckily, back then, they didn't take me to jail, but let me tell you, you got to watch that. If you're around somebody, oh my gosh, and they do something wrong and you're with them, you got to be careful. So you got to watch who you're around.
Yeah, you got to watch who you're around. Well, is there anything I should think my listeners should know about you?
Well, let's see. I've been here most of my life. I mean, I went to St. James and Cherokee and Boone High School and then University of Florida. And then I came back here to Orlando. So I've been here for over 60 years.
Wow. That's really cool.
Well, it's a good place to be. It's a little warm right now, and it rains at night. You know, it rains every afternoon in August.
I mean, it rained at like 5.
Yeah.
A couple days ago.
Well, it usually rains about every night somewhere here in Orlando.
Power outages.
Yeah. Well, I used to work at Disney also back when it first started.
Oh.
So I ran the rides at Disney. The Skyway is what I did. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So boy, we used to have rain all the time and lightning. Oh yeah, no, it was great.
The dangerous one.
No, they don't even have that one anymore. They took down the Skyway.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the thing where it was the cable cars, the gondola that went up in the air.
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, please, no.
That was cool. What, you wouldn't like it? Are you afraid of heights?
Oh, no.
You're afraid of heights?
No, I'm not afraid of heights. I just hate spinning around.
No, this wasn't a spinning around. That's the teacups.
Oh.
That's the that's the teacups. Now this was a thing way up in the air. We used to go over Disney and you could see everything.
Oh, I remember that. I was on that one time.
Yeah, they took it down. I don't know how many years ago, but I know. Well, if you've been on it, maybe it's only been about 5 years or so. But I heard they took it down. I didn't think they should.
Well, do you have a website or Facebook for my listeners that want to follow you?
No, you can go on rwphipps.com. There's not much there. Technology is something I deal with people all the time, and so technology is just something that is out there that I think you could do so much more on it, can't you?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like it's not that I have enough clients, but I got a lot of them, and they have kids, and now I'm helping the kids. So I'm having second-generation clients, and I'm pretty proud of them. The young kids are actually doing quite well right now. I've got some faith in this country.
Okay. So what is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
Well, you didn't ask me anything about croquet. I used to do that before the kids got big. Yeah, that was like almost professional. Not really professional, but went down to all those fancy places and played croquet. Well, probably not the same croquet. This is a little different croquet. This is like croquet on a putting green. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, I do.
This is like they play down in Palm Beach and all those fancy places.
That?
Yes, this is muckety muck high society stuff.
Oh no, I don't play that.
Yeah, it's more like chess. Is the way it is.
Yeah, it's more like chess.
Yeah.
But I don't really do it.
So I can't think of any other question that you forgot to ask me. You did a good job asking me questions today. It's the toughest interview I've had in quite a while.
Okay. Well, thank you, Bob, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
What's Math Corners? Oh, is that what's next?
Yes.
I will stick around.
Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call Your Computer Solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad. My computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling Your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810. The Tiberius Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator rights. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now. Get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com. Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range, great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners!
And now it's time for Math Corners. Thank you so much, Bob, for your help with Math Corners. So last week, we had something to learn about the Orange County budget, and it did not go well. My dad's face was blank, and we had papers everywhere. When I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. So this week, I thought we could talk about debits and credits.
Well, actually a good one to talk about that because, debits and credits are different with banks and accounting. Did you know that? They're exact opposite. It's really frustrating. It's like the bankers and the accountants got together and they couldn't decide, so they both do them differently.
Yeah.
You didn't know that one.
No, not really. Well, when you receive money from someone, that is called a credit. Well, this would be from a friend or from a job or from your mom or dad. Well, either way, when money comes into your account, it is called a credit. But when you spend money and it leaves your account, that is what's called a debt. Well, if you spend more than what you have in the bank, then you are in debt. You can have more than one account. Some have accounts with credit cards on those, and each time you use the credit card, it creates the debt of that purchase. When you pay your credit card bill, you have to make a credit to that account. So when it is your bank account, you want more credits than debts. If this was for a business, the difference is called profit. Having profit is good because that means you are increasing your money. If you spend too much, then you are losing money. If you are able to grow your money, then you can save it for investments or even something fun. But Bob, did I explain it well?
You were pretty dang good about that. I think the word you were looking for was debit. There's a credit and a debit. And you're right, if the debits go too high, then you end up being in debt. So the word is actually debit, believe it or not.
That's what I was going to say.
We're missing an I.
But my dad said debt.
Well, no, I know you didn't goof that up. I know that was totally whoever your producer is. That's the one that goofed that one up. Not every mistake is yours.
True. Well, thank you so much, Bob, for your help with Math Corners.
I thought that was a great, idea to tell people that that's what happens. It's better to have credits and debits to your bank, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
And now it's time for the Heart of a Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by the Heart of a Lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility. This week, we're going to talk about integrity. For me, I think integrity is doing what is right even when no one else is looking. The qualities of integrity is honesty, sincerity, truthfulness, and fairness. Well, last week I skipped doing my IXL math exercises because I was very busy with videos and playing video games. But when my dad asked me if I had completed it, I was honest and told him I had not done it. So at the end of the week, my amount was increased from 2 per day to 3. I was not happy about it. So Monday, I got my 3 IXL math problems done before noon, and I called my dad to be sure that he saw them. I work on getting my reading done even when my parents are not looking. So, Bob, did you see or use integrity at all this week?
Every tax return I prepare.
Well, of all the Heart of a Lion virtues, which is your favorite?
I think integrity is quite there. But you know what? Nobility. I think nobility has something, a lot in there. Yeah.
Okay. But why?
I think it's about trying to be a purer and better person.
Okay. Well, you can keep that.
Thank you very much.
And we should always try and be lion strong in everything we do.
I would agree with you, Tiffany.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing Bob Phipps for being on my show. It has been so much fun talking with you today, and I can't wait till our next ping pong match.
Thank you so much. I want to do it again. We'll talk about something else even. Who knows?
Who knows? And be sure to listen to us next week on the Tiberius Show. Just Tiberius! Boy!
The Tiberius Show is not filmed in front of a live studio audience. Executive producer Joseph Boy. Production editor Pierre Laguerre. Green Room manager Danny Boy. And your program host, Tiberius Boy. The Tiberius Show is copyright 2018.